Hey there. Welcome to another great episode with Coach Troy from Tate Fitness. And today's topic will be due to an influx of lots of messages via Instagram and Facebook and stuff. But people were asking me to do a comparison video. So here you go. Here's a comparison video. It's going to be Halotestin versus Anavar, chemically known as fluoxymesterone versus oxandrone. Okay, so similarities and differences of these two compounds. Okay, well, where they're similar is they're both an oral C17 methyl alkylated steroid because they have to go through the methylation system, as I've talked about many orals before in these videos. Methylated means through the methylation system, skipping first pass and then being digested that way. Now, differences, fluoxymesterone, or I should say the halotestin, is mainly digested in the liver. So it stays tumbling the liver with a 9-hour half-life, very similar to Anavar with another 9-hour half-life for the oxandrone. Difference is, Anavar is digested mainly through the kidneys, to a certain extent through the liver, but mainly in the kidneys. Now we'll go on some medical uses of similarities between these two compounds. Now the halotestin was medically prescribed initially for hypogonadism, even though it's not a most sufficient compound for someone being hypogonadal, but it was prescribed for that at first. Also for women with breast cancer, for anemia, patients with anemia, to help raise erythropoietin levels for red blood cell count. Anavar was made more for cachexia or cachectic muscle wasting states for patients. Also for osteoporosis for women, was also used for post-corticosteroid use due to the muscle wasting deficits of what corticosteroids can do. So post-op treatment also for the Anavar, and other issues of diseases such as like cancer, HIV, AIDS, and such forth. Anything cachexia related or cachectic states of muscle wasting states, they prescribed Anavar for. Also some burn victims as well. Another couple differences between the fluoxymesterone halotestin and Anavar, the oxandrone. Halotestin is a testosterone derivative, so it's completely derivative of testosterone. Anavar, the oxandrone, is a DHT derivative, so it's part of the dihydrotestosterone family. Therefore, 1,5-alpha reductase into dihydrofluoxymesterone, which is the halotestin, of course, because there's a 5-alpha reductase related due to it being a testosterone derivative. There is no 5-alpha reductase when it comes to Anavar, due to its anabolic property being more lifted and the androgenic capacity being dropped some due to the substitution of one of the carbon atoms situated in the C2 and the A ring, making it a substrate for 3-hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase in skeletal muscle. That makes the anabolic avenue, or I should say potentiality of Anavar, more lifted and raised due to that 3-alpha hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase, which, like I said, because it doesn't 5-alpha reductase, unlike the halotestin, which does do a 5-alpha reduction through skeletal muscle of steroid metabolism. Now, some more similarities. Even though halotestin is a testosterone derivative, it basically acts similar to a DHT derivative due to its chemically changed, I should say, or it chemically lacks the ability of estrogenicity. So it lacks that estrogenic compound that most testosterone derivatives have, like dianabol, for example. This compound actually acts more like a DHT derivative in that sense. So it's similar to Anavar in that aspect, towards can be leveraged in the DHT or dihydrotestosterone aspect of building muscle, of being more pure protein expression, versus the comparable derivative having it being aromatase through that 5-alpha reduction like I was speaking of. Since it doesn't aromatize, it has those dry lean gains that can be obtained through the halotestin, similar to Anavar, due to being non-aromatase related. So And they're also used pre-workout as a sports performance training vector for that training inertia. Now we'll go on to some side effects. Side effects of the halotestin or fluoxymesterone has androgenic side effects, such as gynecomastia, hypogonadism, androgenic alopecia. It's also hard on the lipid profile, so it's bad on the cholesterol profile or cardiovascular issues. So it can significantly lower high-density lipoproteins, your HDL, and crush them, and significantly raise LDL, low-density lipoproteins. So there's aptitudes, if you stay on halotestin for too long, for issues with plaque buildup in the arteries, or damage to the endothelial lining of your arteries, like I've mentioned in previous videos. And too much plaque buildup and damage to the endothelial lining of the arteries can cause left ventricular hypertrophy, LVH, but very rare, okay, very rare. You have to have a genetic propensity to have that issue in your heart to begin with, or a heart defect to have that kind of situation happen. But honestly, all anabolic and androgenic steroids can cause issues with your heart or cardiovascular issues if you're genetically predispositioned and already have issues with your heart to begin with before starting an androgenic or anabolic compound. Now, Anavar's side effects, also androgenic side effects for Anavar, especially for women. Hirsutism, which means excessive hair growth, virilization, a deepening voice for your voice box, so a deeper voice, clitoris growth for women, also androgenic alopecia, hypogonadism, so because it does cause suppression to the HPTA, the hypothalamus pituitary testicular axis. Anavar also lowers LH and FSH, which is luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. And if your LH and FSH are kind of crushed with the Anavar, or for being on Anavar for too long, it can offset your GnRH or gonadotropin releasing hormones, signaling to your pituitary to signal to your testes to create LH to begin with. So if that signaling is cut from the pituitary to signal the hypothalamus pituitary testicular or ovarian axis, if you're a woman, because you have ovaries, to stimulate FSH for the ovaries or LH for the testicular treatment for your testes, those can be suppressed and cut off and make you hypogonadal in that aspect. So these things are not good. Also, AST, ALT liver enzymes can be completely elevated staying on Anavar too long. So again, if you guys want more information on certain drug versus another one, or just more information on a solo component or a solo oral or injectable anabolic or androgenic component, please contact me at the email below. Send me a message. Let me know what you think about the video. Please leave comments in the comment section. Have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching these videos and tuning in, and take care. Bye-bye.